Hi everyone, Kathy here. Welcome back to my channel, Yoga by Kathy. If you've been tuning in for a while, you've noticed I may have added a few videos for prenatal classes. So if that applies to you, welcome. I will be guiding you through yoga classes for first, second, and third trimesters, as well as ones that are safe for all trimesters. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my personal practice that I've been doing for the last 5 months. So this is a class that's great for first and second trimesters. If you're more advanced in your third trimester, please feel free to modify the postures as you see fit. Use bolsters, cushions, blocks, and straps. Those are 4 things that I highly recommend when you're doing prenatal classes, just to have them handy in case you need to modify any poses for yourself. So with that, let's get started. And don't forget, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section below anything else you'd like to see or work on, or any tips and tricks you want me to share with you. And as always, don't forget to click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to get more videos just like these straight to your inbox. Let's get started. We're going to come down sitting on the floor, making yourself comfortable in an easy pose position. So sitting with ankles crossed. You can sit up onto block, allowing the hips to be slightly elevated as your knees drop down towards the floor. Whatever is comfortable here. Roll the shoulders a few times towards your ears. Shrugging them down your back. And then reverse. And coming into seated, drop your shoulders, lift up through the chest, long neck and spine. Few deep breaths, in and out through the nose or the mouth, whatever feels comfortable. Let's place one hand over our belly, one hand over the heart. Begin to lengthen out your breath as we take a moment here to center our bodies for practice. Allow your breath to come into a nice steady rhythm, flowing softly, smooth and even with each inhale and exhale. I don't know about you, but as I'm progressing through the second trimester, I'm starting to feel a lot more flutters and kicks now. So every so often, if I'm sitting very still, such as now or in Shavasana, I'll feel a little punch or kick every so often in the abdominal area. Now let's take one more deep breath together. Inhale through the nose, belly lifts, chest rises, and deep exhale. Allowing the breath to come all the way down towards the sit bones. Coming off your block if you're sitting up. I'm going to reverse my crisscross, sitting the opposite way. Taking an inhale, let's reach the arms up, stretching out our spine. Press the palms up towards the sky. Push the hands back, puff the chest forward, gentle, seated heart opener. Reaching the hands back behind you, take an inhale, press forward, lift the chest, gaze up. We're going to gently take the spine through its ranges of motions, so extension, flexion, and lateral movement, and come back to center. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms up. I want to drop down onto our fingertips or a block, gentle side bend over to the right. Inhale to center, over to the left. And we're going to tick-tock a few times, keeping your sit bones on the ground. And we're going to drop down onto our forearms if that feels okay, without lifting up through our sit bones. Really accentuate the length through the abdominals by stretching actively through the fingers. We're going to hold here on the right side, so once you reach your right, let's pause here, take 3 deep breaths. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, over towards the left. And we'll make our way up, adding a twist. So remember to not twist too deeply as you normally would in a non-pregnant scenario. We want to keep our lower abdominals facing forward as much as we can, isolating the twist through our mid and upper back. So breathing in, arms up. Exhale, and twist over to the right. Inhale to sit tall. Exhale, we ground down through the sit bones, looking over the back shoulder. Exhale, come back to center. Release, switch sides. Stretching and breathing in. Exhale, we twist. And coming back to center, bring your feet together into a butterfly shape. We're going to flutter the knees a few times and then gently push through the elbows to drop the knees down and come into an easy forward fold. So grabbing onto your ankles or toes, we're going to flutter the knees a few times. 1, 2, 3. Exhale, press and lower. Coming back up. 1, 2, 3. Exhale to lower. Nice and easy warm up for the hips. I'm going to fold, finding some length through the spine and the back. Last time. Flutter, flutter, flutter. Exhale, we lower. And crisscross of the ankles has come up into our table position. So finding your way into a tabletop. Stacking your shoulders over the wrist. Hips over the knees. I'm going to start with a few cat and cows, nice and easy. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, round, chin to chest. So still working through the spine, taking it through some nice stretches and extension in cow pose. And exhale, flexion in cat. Breathing deeply here, nice and slow, allowing your breath to match the movement. And then coming back into center, we're going to do some rolls, some moving in a circular motion. Last warm up for our spine. And going the opposite way, rolling up. Drop the belly at center. Moving through a few more body rolls. And coming back to the middle. Let's take a quick downwards facing dog here. Stretch it out. Of course, you can always stay on your knees if this is uncomfortable, if your belly is getting in the way. Feel free to walk your feet out a little bit wider, create a wider base. Or just take a wide-legged child's pose. Pressing down through your palms, stretch out. Bending the knees, alternating, pedaling the feet one side at a time. We're going to take the right leg up. Inhale, three-legged dog, stretch. Exhale, open up the hip. Allowing the weight of that right foot to gently pull the hip open. And let's look to the top of the mat. Step your foot wide to the outside of that right hand. From here, you can grab a block, place the block to the inside of the right foot. So allow your right toes to turn out, right heel coming in. If you need a block or bolster, reach for that. Let's curl the toe, lift the back knee off the ground, and start to shift forward and back a few times. So gently stretch out the hip flexors on the left side. And we'll lower the back knee down onto the ground. We're going to come into dragon pose. So take whatever variation you're comfortable with here. I like to open up my knees, so rolling to the outer edges of that right foot. Holding it here for a few breaths. And then adding on a quad stretch. If you like, you can grab a strap, loop it around the top of the foot. Once you have a hole, we're going to kick the foot back. First, a stretch through the shoulders. As we exhale, we pull the heel in. Nice and easy a few times. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, pull the hip in. And one more time, push it in. Bring the heel in as close as you can. Finding 3 breaths in that quad stretch. So we're focusing on the lower body, stretching to the larger muscles, which is our hamstrings, our psoas, and our quadriceps. Let's slowly release, come back down into center, finding 5 breath in dragon pose, whichever position you're comfortable with, lowering down on your forearms or onto blocks. And let's come up, pressing up onto your hands, close your foot, heel toe the right foot back in, come into a low lunge. So bring that right foot to the center of the mat. I like to use my blocks here for some balance. This is the first lunge of the practice. It's nice to have a bit of extra support. So remember, 3 heights to the block. You can flip them up, flip them down, depending on your hip mobility and flexibility. Relax the shoulders. Lift the chest, look up. Once you're balanced, let's interlace the fingers behind our backs. Inhale, stretch. And exhale. We're going to release, come into half splits, pull the hips back, flex the ankle, point the right toes up. Take your hands back with you, either on blocks or on the floor. Now we're going to take this foot, the right foot, and take it out a few inches wider over to the side. So this will give us a little bit of space to allow our bellies to fold forward, if you like to fold. I'm going to put blocks on the inside and take a gentle forward fold towards my blocks. So normally we would fold directly over our front right leg. This time I'm going to have it a couple inches out to the side. And this will allow my belly to come down without any obstructions. Nice stretch for the hamstrings. And release. Inhale, come back to center. Bring that foot to the top of the mat. Curl the toe, lift the knee, stand that right leg up. Maybe open up the hip. 1 quick breath. Exhale, downwards facing dog. Take the feet out wide. Shift the hips side to side. And let's try the other side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, open up the hip. Look to the top of the mat, big step forward. Take that left foot to the outside of the left hand. Okay, so make sure your toes are pointing out, heel in. We're going to curl our back toes, lift up, and start to rock forward and back a few times. Nice and easy, warming up the lower body. And exhale, lower. So here you can allow the knee to drop out to the side. Maybe catch the back foot using your hand or strap. So remember, on the inhale, we're going to kick the foot away. Allow your left elbow to extend. Exhale, we pull the heel in. Inhale, kick. Exhale, bring it in. One more time. This time on the exhale, we're going to push. Give it a little extra push. Stretch into the quads, heels towards the sit bones. And release. Coming down to the inside, taking your version of dragon pose. 5 deep breaths. Stay as high or as low as you like. So on your hand or forearms, whichever is more comfortable. And let's make our way up. Give yourself a push. Gently bring that foot back in. Low lunge. Bring the foot to the center of the mat. Reach for your blocks if you need. Help yourself up. Give a push. And we'll come up into a lunge position. Front knee over the ankle. Keep your hips soft. You can bounce a little bit here with your hands on blocks. Just adjust the back knee or foot, whatever you need. Take a few deep breaths. Allow your shoulders to relax. Gaze forward. Full deep breaths into your hips. Once you're balanced, we can interlace the fingers. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, pull the arms away. And we'll release. Shifting the hips back into half split. So we're going to take this left foot, take it out wide a few inches so we're not directly in the center of the mat. If it's an option and you would like to take a fold, bring your hands to the inside, both on the inside, and take a gentle passive fold here. Last breath. And let's come up. Inhale to center, remove the blocks out of the way as we bring the foot back in. Curl the toe, lift the back knee. Sweep that left leg up. Maybe a three-legged dog. And exhale, pedal out the feet, shake it out. Pigeon pose, start with the right leg. Inhale, the right leg up. Bring your right knee behind the right wrist and shuffle the left leg back. Slide a block underneath your right hip if you like. And let's make our way up. Just to check our balance first. Make sure we're comfortable. Now if you like and your belly's not in the way right now, you can fold forward if that's part of your practice and you feel comfortable doing that. Place a block or a bolster underneath your forearms and come down. So we're not going to go all the way to the floor. I recommend you stay on your hands and just really work on finding a little bit of stretch through the hips without taking into the full passive version. So whatever is comfortable, stay upright or come down on your hands or forearms. So our focus is on that outer right hip. Last breath. And I'm going to remove this block out of the way. I'm going to sit all the way down over onto my right side. Bring my foot in towards me, bending the back leg, reaching behind left hand towards the top of the foot. Similar to what we did in our lunge, we're going to extend, kick out on the breath in. Exhale, pull the foot in. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, pull it in. Last time. Exhale, we find a quad stretch. So bring your hand in, feel a stretch through the top of the legs. Option to come to mermaid, or just holding it here. Placing the foot to the elbow crease if you're a mermaid, reaching top arm up, interlace the fingers. So lots of options here. Play with your mermaid, or just holding that quad stretch with your hand or a strap. Exhale, we release, curl the toe, lift the back knee, we'll step back. Exhale, pedal it out, downwards facing dog. Picking up the left leg on the next breath in. Look forward. Left knee behind the left wrist. Slide a block if you need. Adjust your hips so you're balanced. Nice, easy breaths. Option to fold forward if you like, resting your hands onto the floor or bolster, or you can sit upright and just finding balance and stillness for 3 to 5 breaths. Slowly at the end of your next breath, we're going to come down. If you haven't already, remove the block, shifting your weight over to the left hip, pull the foot in. We're going to bend through the right leg. Right hand catches the right foot. Inhale, we kick and extend through the elbow. Exhale, bend it in. Nice and easy a few times. Stretching through the shoulders as you extend and kick back. Exhale, I'm going to pull it in. Draw the heel in close towards the sit bones until you feel stretch in the quadriceps. So a lot of options here. Make sure you're taking the variation that works for your body today. Using a strap to hold the foot, using your hand. Staying here where we take mermaid, placing the foot in the elbow crease, reaching top hand above. And slowly release wherever you are, and coming back, we'll take it downwards facing dog to stretch it out. And lower down to a wide-legged child's pose. Big toes together, knees far apart, pressing back. Make sure there's enough room for the belly. Now we're going to take a small flow here. Inhale, come up onto your knees. Keep them wide as we drop the belly into a modified cobra. So your pelvis should be pointing down towards the floor. Belly lifted. Exhale, we push back. Wide-legged. Notice I'm not coming all the way down to the floor. It's a fairly active child's pose. So I'm just taking my spine through some extensions and flexions, nice and easy without going all the way to the usual position of the pose. Also a great way to stretch through the front of the hips. One more. Modify cobra. Exhale, wide-legged child's pose. And take 3 breaths here just to reset. And coming up, preparing for puppy stretch. So puppy pose is one of my favorite for shoulders and upper back. We start with our hips over the knees in tabletop position. We're going to walk ourselves down onto our forearms, keeping our hips stacked over the knees so we're not too far forward or too far back. Melting the heart down towards the floor. You can slide a block or bolster underneath your chin or forehead for comfort. Melting the heart down with every exhalation. And let's come up, rock forward onto your forearms, and make your way back. Grabbing your blocks, set them up on their highest level, about shoulder width apart. We're going to do a similar stretch, but we're stretching the shoulders this time. Placing your triceps over the blocks. You may have to get in a little bit closer to set up. And as you exhale, drop the chest down, drop the head down between the space of your blocks, palms together. Bend at the elbow, bring the hands towards the nape of the neck. One more deep breath. And let's come up, release the hands. Walk yourself off the blocks. And come up into a kneeling position. Now this posture is optional. If it's part of your practice to take a back bend and camel pose, please do so. Follow along with me. If this is too intense for you, feel free to sit here or take a seated heart opener where we take our hands back and just press the chest forward. Okay, so we'll start with this one. So we can all take a gentle back bend first. So walk your hands back a few inches, fingers pointing towards the toes. On the inhale, we press into the hands, lift the chest, look up. On the exhale, chin comes down towards the chest. and roll the spine back to neutral. Again, inhale, lift. Puff the chest out, look up. Exhale, roll back down, chin to chest. Tuck the pelvis in. So stay with this flow if you like. Otherwise, come into your camel pose. So we're going to tuck the toes under to bring the floor up a little bit higher this time. Taking your right hand towards the heel, we're going to start with half camel. So press down, lift the opposite arm up. Drop the hips, nice and easy, side to side. Slowly lift the hips up a little bit higher each time. We're going to build up to a full camel. This is such a great posture for opening the front of the body, the chest, stretching through the shoulders. Again, being mindful here, usually in your first and second trimester, your belly is still fairly small and shouldn't impede a lot of the movements, especially if you're in your first trimester. Obviously, consult with a doctor first, but typically you can carry on your exercise as usual during the first 3 to 4 months. All right, coming into our full camel from your half camel, dropping your hand back, reach for the heels, press the chest forward. To come out, hand to your low back for support, chin in, and we're all going to meet in the seated position. So taking a seat, swinging forward, right leg out, left leg to the inner thigh. We're going to take an inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, bending towards the right leg. Nice and easy without going all the way down if that doesn't feel comfortable or if your belly feels pressure. Stretching out the QL muscles, try to pull that left hip bone down. Inhale, come up. Let's come into the other side. Sit up tall, breathe in, exhale. Revolved head to knee pose. Inhale, come up to center. Now widen your feet. Come into a wide-legged seated forward fold. Take your feet as far apart as feels comfortable. Ankles flex, toes pointing up. Grab a bolster or a block if you like. Place it underneath your hand directly in front of you. We're going to come down into a place that feels good for us. So stretching into the inner thighs, the adductors, the hamstrings. Once you've found a comfortable position, you can still breathe comfortably. We're going to take 5 full deep breaths. And to come up, give yourself a push. Bend the knees, help them back into center. And we'll meet back in a seated pose. Last stretch for the shoulders. Take a breath in, open up the arms, open up the chest. Right arm underneath the left, cross, grab for shoulders, or wrap the arms around, full eagle bind. Pull in tightly, everything towards the center line, midline of the body. Inhale, open up. Exhale, other side. Left elbow underneath the right, grab for shoulders or bind at the forearms. Palms together down at nose level. And slowly we release. Take a deep breath in. Let's reach the arms up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Thank you for practicing with me. This is one of the sequences I practice on a very regular basis the past 5 months. I find it's great for limbering up the body, opening the shoulders, hips, and giving a little bit of everything that my body needs to stay healthy, stay strong, staying flexible during this time. And if you continue to practice on a very regular basis, you'll find that your mobility, your range of motion will be much less affected throughout the pregnancy. Obviously, being very mindful of your own personal situation, but I hope you found a couple of poses that were very helpful for you in your own pregnancy journey. I hope you'll join me again next time. My name is Kathy. It was a pleasure to guide you through your practice. And remember, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment in the section below to let me know any other poses, flows, any trimester specific postures you'd like to see or work on in the future on my channel. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and the notification bell to get weekly videos straight to your inbox. Thank you and namaste. Stay safe, everyone.